Have you ever wondered why some mornings feel magical, as if the universe is cheering you on, while others begin with a weight you can't quite shake? The difference often lies in the energy you set with your first thoughts and actions. What if you could unlock a simple practice to start every day with vibrant positivity and abundance, no matter your circumstances? This book reveals the hidden power of a morning gratitude routine, a tool so effective it can shift the entire course of your day. Let's discover how intentional thankfulness can turn even the simplest morning into a foundation for prosperity. Morning Gratitude Boost. Set the tone for a prosperous day, written and published by Intentional Prosperity. Chapter 1. Awaken with Grateful Intention. Have you ever noticed the subtle magic in the moment, just before you open your eyes each morning? There's a delicate threshold where possibility quietly waits, an invitation to shape the mood and momentum of your entire day. Many people rush past this moment, reaching for their phones or jumping into lists of things to do, already feeling behind before their feet touch the floor. How many times have you started the day anxious or overwhelmed, your mind looping through worries or unfinished tasks? It's all too common to feel like morning is a race you're losing before it begins, pulled by stress or the inertia of yesterday's fatigue. Those bleary, automatic awakenings set a tone that often follows you, coloring conversations, choices, and even your sense of self-worth. You might long to feel more purposeful or joyful as you step into the day, yet old habits and outside pressures tug you back into unconscious patterns that simply repeat year after year. But what if the first minute of your morning held the secret to changing everything? Imagine waking up with a gentle sense of gratitude pulsing through your mind, an intention so pure and sincere that it lights a quiet fire within you. This isn't about ignoring reality or forcing toxic positivity. Setting a grateful intention as you wake is a practice that honors the truth of your life and also recognizes the gifts that exist here, right now. Even a small, deliberate act, thinking, "I choose to be grateful for this new day," creates a ripple. That ripple can loosen fear and frustration, opening your heart to notice good things you once overlooked. Instead of greeting the day as a battleground, you step into it as a friend to yourself, poised and present with whatever comes. The core idea is simple but powerful. Begin your day by consciously engaging your mind in gratitude before anything else. That single choice acts like a seed planted in your awareness. When nurtured over time, this seed grows into a mindset that attracts the positive and transforms your outlook from lack to abundance. Practicing grateful intention first thing creates a foundation that supports you, whether the day ahead brings ease or hardship. It's about learning to look for what's right as readily as you see what's wrong, and in that shift, becoming stronger and more resilient. The greatest benefit is not just happier mornings. It's the gradual building of a life that feels aligned with your deepest values and hopes, one rising sun at a time. By training yourself to notice the good before the world presses in on you, you develop an inner abundance that doesn't depend on outside circumstances. Awakening with grateful intention is not about changing the world outside your window, but about changing how you meet the world. As you practice this skill, your nervous system settles, stress softens, and the gentle power of intention opens creative space for new behaviors and insights. In the mornings that follow, you may even find yourself responding more calmly to challenges, connecting more warmly with others, and reclaiming a sense of joy, not because everything around you is perfect, but because your awareness has changed. The journey to a more prosperous day starts not with grand actions, but with this quiet, purposeful decision at dawn. To awaken with grateful intention, begin by making a conscious decision to pause before you rise. Instead of reaching instantly for technology or mentally reciting your to-do list, simply lie still for a moment. Let your mind find a point of focus, perhaps the gentle rhythm of your breath or the peaceful clarity of new morning light coming through the window. Allow yourself to recognize the sheer gift of having a new day to experience life. Bring to mind one thing, no matter how basic, that you can honestly appreciate. It might be the comfort of your bed, the promise of a favorite breakfast, or even the simple fact that you have another chance to try again. The more specific and sincere your gratitude, the more powerful the effect becomes. Once you've identified this focus, quietly affirm to yourself that you are grateful for it. Whisper the words or reflect on them within your mind, letting this sense of thankfulness settle into your awareness. Imagine a scenario. Sarah, a busy mother and professional, used to leap out of bed feeling rushed and anxious. She always worried about forgotten tasks and pending commitments. After deciding to embrace grateful intention, she started each morning by allowing herself one slow breath before getting up. She would say, "I'm grateful for the warmth of my blanket and the health of my family." Over time, Sarah noticed her stress softened, even on the busiest mornings. When challenges arose, she remembered her morning acknowledgement of abundance, finding herself calmer and more resilient. Another example is Michael, who struggled with feelings of discouragement. He set his alarm 5 minutes earlier so he could mentally list 3 things he appreciated each morning, sometimes a good night's sleep, supportive friends, or simply the sound of birds outside his window. Michael reported that his mood improved gradually, and he began noticing things to be thankful for throughout his entire day. You'll discover that as you make this small rite a habit, your mornings no longer feel like a blur or burden. Instead, you greet the new day with grounding and clarity. The tangible benefits ripple forward. Your mood stabilizes, anxieties lessen, problem-solving becomes easier, and unexpected joys appear with greater frequency. Even setbacks shrink in size as you choose to meet them from a place of gratitude rather than reaction. Over time, setting this gracious intention, each dawn strengthens your sense of purpose and trains your mind to notice blessings instead of trouble. To make this a part of your own life, tonight as you prepare for bed, try setting an intention for tomorrow. Tell yourself that you'll start your morning slowly, searching for one thing to appreciate before anything else. When you wake, put this into practice. Begin tomorrow with your first thought dedicated to gratitude, no matter how brief or quiet it may be. As you feel its power, consider writing your intentions in a notebook next to your bed, creating a record of positivity and growth over time. Each morning becomes a new beginning, an opportunity to reinforce this powerful foundation. Remember, personal change is rarely about immediate perfection. It is the gentle, persistent return to positive choices, day after day, that creates real transformation. In the chapters ahead, you'll learn to deepen this gratitude practice by inviting more stillness and silence into your mornings. Next, we'll step into the quiet peace that awaits beyond the noise of daily routines and outer expectations. Be ready to explore how cultivating calm can open doors to profound awareness and joy. If you've enjoyed this chapter and want ongoing support for your journey, don't forget to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this content, and share your thoughts and suggestions for future ideas. Each new day offers you a fresh start. Embrace it intentionally and grow. Chapter 2. Embrace stillness and silence. Have you ever been captivated by the calm of early morning, the hush before the world stirs, when everything feels possible and undisturbed? Imagine standing beneath a sky just waking to light, the silence holding space for your thoughts and worries to settle. For many, these moments are rare, quickly drowned out by the sounds of alarms, social media notifications, and the demands of family or work. How often do you leap from bed into a whirlwind of activity, barely aware of your own breath, never pausing to listen to the gentle rhythms inside and around you? You might notice that such hurried beginnings leave you feeling uncentered, reacting to the chaos of the day instead of choosing your own direction. Anxiety gains momentum, clarity fades, and life can feel overwhelming before you even finish your first cup of coffee. This experience is nearly universal in our noisy, always connected world. The momentum of daily life makes it almost impossible to hear the gentle voice of your own needs or to notice the subtle beauty of a new dawn. The mind becomes crowded with traffic, racing thoughts, mental checklists, vague worries, until even the smallest moments of peace feel out of reach. The pace can be exhausting, as if calm itself is a luxury only available when everything else is done. Yet chasing control by doing more often leaves you with less focus and less gratitude. Exhaustion, irritability, or a sense of emptiness can gather before you've truly awakened, overshadowing your intentions for a peaceful and grateful heart. What if you could create an oasis of stillness for yourself each morning, even just for a few minutes? Embracing moments of intentional silence offers you a chance to step into the day aligned with calm, awareness, and gratitude. The transformative solution is surprisingly simple. Rather than plunging into your phone or letting outside noise fill your awareness, choose to begin your day by honoring a brief period of stillness and quiet. This might mean sitting in gentle meditation, savoring a few deep breaths as the world wakes, or just noticing the quiet between sounds in your space. Allow your thoughts to come and go without clinging. In this stillness, you recover parts of yourself that too often get lost in the rush. The core of this practice is allowing yourself the permission to simply be, without judgment, without urgency, without expectation. By inviting silence as your first companion, you signal to your body and mind that they have value outside of productivity. Stillness calms the nervous system, settles swirling thoughts, and clears emotional fog. Gradually, as these moments become a cherished morning routine, you will notice how clarity, gratitude, and a sense of gentle presence naturally arise. You might find it easier to respond rather than react, to choose what matters most, and to greet your day with a trust that everything can begin from this place of grounded calm. The more you allow silence and stillness to open each new day, the deeper your gratitude and sense of purpose will grow. Silence is no longer emptiness, but the very ground in which intention and abundance can flourish. To truly embrace stillness and silence each morning, begin with a deliberate pause the moment you wake up. Allow a natural transition from sleep to waking by lying quietly and tuning in to the sounds around you, the quiet tick of a clock, the gentle breath of your own body, maybe the distant song of a bird or the soft hum of morning stillness. Rather than moving straight into action, give yourself a brief sanctuary of silence. Choose a place in your home where you can sit for just a few minutes undisturbed. Sit comfortably with your feet touching the ground and your eyes softly closed or unfocused. Bring your awareness to your breath, simply noticing each inhale and exhale without trying to control or change it. As thoughts begin to drift in, thank them for passing, but let them float away, returning your focus to the soothing rhythm of your breath and the tranquil hush surrounding you. With practice, you can gently lengthen this silent time a little more each day. Even 2 or 3 calming breaths are enough to begin. If you feel the need, extend this period to 5 or 10 minutes, but don't become rigid. True stillness is about ease rather than effort. If intrusive thoughts or outside noises find their way in, treat yourself with kindness and simply return to the quiet. Think of this as your own refuge from daily noise, a place where your gratitude and intentions can collect themselves and grow stronger. This routine becomes a trustworthy anchor, giving you a firm place to start, even when your circumstances are constantly shifting. Consider the story of Kayla, who often used to feel drained by the constant pressure of work and social obligations. She would wake already bracing for the noise of emails and text messages. Deciding to make a change, she set her phone out of reach every night before bed. Each morning she would sit on her balcony, close her eyes for a minute, and just breathe. Some mornings her mind was full. Other days were truly serene. What changed was her ability to recognize and appreciate both moments, because she learned to meet each new day with gentle awareness. Over time, she noticed less irritation and more patience, even as external demands grew. Let this inspire you to experiment with your own moments of silence, no matter how imperfect they seem. With regular practice, you will start to greet each day with genuine calm and confidence. Quiet mornings create space in your mind and heart to notice simple joys and blessings that might otherwise pass by unnoticed. Anxiety fades, leaving room for clarity and gratitude to grow. Those precious moments of silence can become the most transformational time of your entire day, setting in motion a calm energy that stays with you no matter what you face. Tonight, try preparing for tomorrow's quiet by placing your phone out of arm's reach and setting an intention to embrace a minute of stillness before your day begins. Trust yourself with this gentle commitment. As you practice these moments of quiet, Think of them as nourishing water for your gratitude, a small investment that pays enormous dividends over time. As we look ahead, the next chapter will guide you to deepen your morning practice by anchoring into present awareness, using your breath. These tools work together, each amplifying the other's power and allowing you to experience a life that is joyful and deeply abundant. If you found this chapter meaningful, please subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like the content, and share your personal stories or suggestions to help us develop a community that values authentic growth and connection. Chapter 3. Breathe in present awareness. Imagine waking up and feeling a wave of calm settle over you, steady, gentle, and unwavering. How many mornings have slipped by with your mind racing ahead, already tackling emails, replaying old conversations, or bracing for challenges that haven't even arrived? In the modern world, few people truly greet the morning. Instead, we tend to enter the day in a daze, detached from our bodies, anchored not in the present but somewhere behind or far ahead. This hurried autopilot steals clarity, diminishes gratitude, and leaves us feeling scattered. You may recognize the sensation, heart racing before your feet touch the ground, shallow breaths as minutes blur together, and a growing sense of being behind your life before it even begins. The connection to joyful living, to noticing what is good and possible, seems like a luxury meant for quieter times. Underneath all the routines and expectations is a simple truth. The breath is constantly with us, asking nothing but awareness and offering the key to arrival in this very moment. Yet, how often do we actually notice it, or allow it to soften our worries, to root us in something steady and real? Most of us spend our mornings in a haze of reaction, missing the stability and relief that comes with even a few mindful breaths. Without present awareness, gratitude can feel forced, superficial, or out of reach, because a distracted mind is rarely able to sense or celebrate the richness of right now. The challenge, then, is not just to wake up, but to actually arrive, with body, mind, and spirit, in the moment we're given. There is a deeply transformative solution waiting here for you. Learn to begin each day by actively connecting with your breath and inviting your awareness fully into the present. This isn't about lengthy meditation sessions or perfect technique. It's as simple as pausing, sitting comfortably, and noticing the soft rise and fall of your chest, the natural rhythm of air entering and leaving your body. With each conscious breath, you come home to yourself, no longer scattered, but gathered gently in one place and time. This practice creates a powerful buffer against stress and mindless reactivity. When you root yourself in your breath, you anchor your mind in what is real and immediate. Your senses awaken, your internal chatter slows down, and just for this moment, you notice all that is working for you. The benefits are immense and multiply each morning you return to this simple act. By beginning the day with present awareness, the practice nurtures a foundation of calm resilience. It infuses even ordinary moments, sipping your coffee, hearing a loved one's voice, noticing sunlight on the wall, with depth and joy. You become more responsive and less reactive, catching yourself before spiraling into old habits of worry or frustration. The striving, craving energy that once haunted your mornings gives way to a quiet assurance that you are exactly where you need to be. With every mindful breath, gratitude becomes natural, arising not from obligation, but from genuine recognition of life's gifts in the here and now. This single mindful adjustment can transform morning chaos into a sanctuary for your spirit and spark the kind of abundance that ripples far beyond the first hour of your day. To make present awareness through your breath a daily reality, begin by setting aside just a brief moment when you wake. You do not need quiet perfection or an elaborate meditation. All that's necessary is this conscious choice to pause. Sit up in bed or find a comfortable spot to rest your feet on the floor. Close your eyes softly and rest your hands on your lap or over your heart. As you inhale, allow your attention to follow the air moving gently into your body. Feel your chest rise or your belly expand. With every breath out, sense the release, tension softening and concerns floating farther away. Allow your focus to gently deepen, noticing small details, the coolness or warmth of the air, the rhythm of your heartbeat beside your breath. If your mind wanders, gently return to your inhale and exhale, using this rhythm as your guide back to the present moment. If you would like to anchor this more deeply, count your breaths in sets of 10, or attach a soft affirmation to each inhale and exhale, such as "I am here, and this moment is enough." Remember, these quiet minutes do not need to be flawless. Most days, there will be wandering thoughts or distractions. The magic is in the returning, the choice to come back to yourself without judgment. Try spending 2 to 5 minutes, just long enough to befriend your breath before you look at your phone, check news, or start to tackle responsibilities. Let's look at Aiden, who once woke feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of his high-stress job. His thoughts would spiral, convincing him his day was already ruined before it began. When Aiden began a simple breathing practice, just 3 minutes each morning, things started to shift. He noticed he felt a steadier sense of calm, and when challenges came later in the day, he could return to slow, mindful breathing to steady his nerves. Over time, his mornings became more about steady arrival than anxious preparation, setting a completely different tone for his work and even improving his relationships at home. Another example is Rita, who battled persistent negative thinking on waking. Practicing present awareness with her breath, she found those old patterns slowly gave way to a softness and hopefulness. The complaints grew quieter, gratitude grew stronger, and she experienced gentle satisfaction, regardless of the outside world. What you will often discover with continued practice is that present awareness not only transforms your mornings, but brings a ripple of calm and perspective that supports you through every aspect of your day. You may find yourself noticing the beauty in morning routines that once felt dull, the cleansing rush of water in the shower, the comfort of warm sunlight, even the familiar sound of your home beginning to stir. By inviting your attention back again and again, you claim each fresh moment as a place of gratitude, choice, and newness. Now, challenge yourself to try this tomorrow. Commit to taking those 2 or 3 mindful minutes with your breath as you rise. Let your experience be simple and honest, befriending any awkwardness that comes with new habits. Record how you feel for a week and watch as present awareness becomes a source of confidence, balance, and deeper gratitude. Remember, this is not about achieving perfection, but about developing a habit of gentle return, of always arriving again and again in the present. Next, you'll explore how to root your sense of abundance even deeper by learning to anchor in what you have. With each step, you are journeying closer to starting each day in prosperity. If this guided practice resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel. Give your thoughts a voice in the comments and help inspire a supportive space for growth and gratitude. Chapter 4. Anchor in what you have. Have you ever paused to wonder just how much you already possess, even in the simplest moments of your day? Imagine beginning your morning scanning through your life like a person looking out over a field, seeing treasures instead of missing pieces. Often, we are conditioned to focus on what we lack or the goals that lie just out of reach. This underlying sense of missing something not only shapes our moods, but also robs us of the quiet satisfaction that could be ours, right here and right now. You might notice that despite achieving milestones or adding new pleasures to your life, there is still an undercurrent of unrest, like the feeling you could lose it all if you aren't careful, or that true happiness still requires more effort, more achievements, or more possessions. For so many people, the day starts with a mental tally of problems, gaps, and demands. The mind might wander to unpaid bills, unfinished projects, complicated relationships, or the signs you have not yet succeeded enough. This habit is rarely a conscious decision. Instead, it grows from years of reinforcement, expectation from others, societal pressures, and patterns we inherit, pushing us to measure life by what's lacking instead of what's present. The cost of this mindset is subtle but powerful. Over time, it can erode resilience, nurture resentment, and leave you feeling disconnected from the authentic joy that might otherwise flourish in everyday life. It's all too easy to lose track of what is steady, reliable, and precious simply because your attention is hijacked by what hasn't yet materialized. The transformative solution begins with a deliberate, compassionate look at what you already have, large and small. Anchoring in what you have does not require you to lower your ambitions or ignore hardship. Instead, it invites you to build a strong foundation from the abundance already existing in your life. This approach shifts your perception from urgency and scarcity to reassurance and sufficiency. The practice is as accessible as choosing to see with new eyes, bringing attention to the people, comforts, skills, and qualities that consistently support you. The action of anchoring in gratitude makes it harder to be swept away by feelings of lack and unworthiness, because, with time and repetition, your mind learns to rest on what is concrete and available. There's wisdom in noticing the familiar joys that routine has made invisible, whether it's the reliability of a friend, the textures of soft bedding, a skill that comes naturally to you, or the simple beauty of a sunbeam stretching across the kitchen floor. This mindset lets you belong within your own life rather than always chasing somewhere new. The benefits are powerful. You experience greater peace, improved resilience during challenges, and a capacity to savor the experiences and relationships you shape every day. Anchoring in what you have grounds you in stability even as you work toward new dreams, reminding you that worthiness exists in abundance, not just in the achievement of distant goals. When you strengthen this foundation, gratitude becomes the background music of your life, soothing, steady, always available, no matter what storms the outside world delivers. To begin anchoring yourself in what you have, start each morning with a dedicated pause to scan through the steady, supportive aspects of your life. This effort doesn't need to be complicated or time-consuming. What matters most is the sincerity behind your acknowledgement. When you first wake up, gently bring to mind or jot down 3 things, however big or small, that are present and positive. These could be your health, a dependable relationship, a cherished hobby, or even a simple pleasure like the warmth of your mug. Let your awareness linger on each one, absorbing the sense of enoughness they bring. With this groundwork, try to expand your inventory as the days go by, looking for details or comforts that usually slip under the radar. By directing your focus to what is available rather than what is missing, you retrain your mind, moment by moment, to see your life as resource-rich and plentiful. This might feel awkward at first, especially if your habit is to focus on what you lack or wish was different. Kate, for instance, struggled for years with critical inner dialogue. Every morning, she found herself instantly worried about money or her job, feeling perpetually unfulfilled. When she committed to naming and feeling gratitude for 3 reliable things each morning, including her favorite chair and her lifelong love for books, her mornings changed dramatically. Within a few weeks, Kate discovered her mood was brighter, her anxiety softening, and her overall perspective steadily shifting from anxious to appreciative. Even moments of setback felt less overwhelming, carried in part by the supportive undercurrent of gratitude she was learning to nurture. Or think of Ethan, who felt alone in a new city and constantly circled what he left behind. As an experiment, Ethan began to list the small routines that gave him comfort, such as his morning jog, the friendly barista's smile, and his growing stack of handwritten letters from old friends. Bit by bit, those gentle anchors gave him roots. He still looked forward to connecting with new people in his new city, but he no longer saw his life only in terms of what was lost. The result was tangible: greater ease, warmer social connections, and a sense that home existed wherever he chose, beginning within each grateful morning. The benefits of this anchoring practice extend through your thoughts, relationships, work, and sense of inner safety. Acknowledging what you already possess makes it easier to handle change or adversity, since you are reminded constantly of the resources, love, and skills you bring with you each day. You become steadier and more resilient, and those around you will feel the warmth of your grounded gratitude as well. This habit transforms how you meet obstacles, not from a standpoint of never enough, but with the confirmation that you have what it takes to move forward. Begin tomorrow by noting your 3 grateful anchors, whether mentally or in a journal. Allow yourself to savor them, letting that sense of enoughness become the foundation from which you move into the day. Over time, this practice will grow more natural, becoming a touchstone you can return to, especially in moments of doubt or need. Let it inspire a wider sense of abundance in all that you do. Next, we'll take the next natural step and explore how you can gently shift your focus from lack to plenty, nourishing your mindset even further. To stay on this journey, remember to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this book's content, and share your own experiences or reflections in the comments to help grow our collective wisdom and support. Chapter 5. Shift Focus from Lack. What if you learned that your first thoughts each morning have the quiet power to color your entire day, casting either shadows of insufficiency or rays of possibility? Imagine waking to a soft inner dialogue that whispers about missed chances, lingering problems, or unmet goals. Over time, such a focus becomes an invisible lens through which every experience is measured and every opportunity feels just out of reach. For many people, this automatic glance at what's missing has become as routine as brushing their teeth, an inner narrative that limits joy, sparks resentment, and quietly erodes confidence before breakfast is even over. Why does it seem so easy for the mind to collect evidence of lack and so difficult to hold on to abundance? This negative bias finds its roots in our culture's obsession with achievement and comparison. From an early age, many are taught to see growth in terms of filling what is absent, getting better grades, winning approval, climbing career ladders, or continually acquiring more. It becomes a habit for the mind to scan for weaknesses, shortcomings, or the gap between where you are and where you long to be. Social media can magnify this sense of scarcity, showcasing only the highlight reels of others and making your own life feel diminished by comparison. The consequence is exhaustion and discouragement, time spent dwelling on what you don't have instead of appreciating the true richness of who you already are and what is already present in your life. There is, however, a deeply transformative way to respond. Shift your internal focus away from lack and gently train your awareness onto all the ways in which abundance appears, sometimes subtly, sometimes boldly, in your daily routine. This does not mean ignoring real problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means learning to acknowledge challenges while choosing not to let them dominate your thinking. The core idea is to intentionally notice and celebrate what is going well, what you do possess, and what doors are quietly opening, even when progress seems slow. With patience and practice, the grip of lack gradually loosens, making room for hope, possibility, and authentic confidence. Embracing this perspective begins with awareness. The next time you catch your mind rehearsing the story of what is missing, pause and redirect your attention by asking, what right now brings me comfort, growth, or promise? Even small shifts can have big effects. Each time you identify an area of abundance, a supportive friend, a learning opportunity, a moment of peace, you counterbalance the heaviness of scarcity with something real and refreshing. Over time, this choice becomes a powerful tool, allowing gratitude to naturally emerge from your recognition of value already woven through the fabric of your days. By practicing this skill, you free yourself from patterns of complaint, envy, and endless striving. Instead of viewing each lack as a sign of failure, you begin to see opportunity, capability, and resources. This subtle but vital shift sparks personal growth, nurturing optimism and resilience. Where you once saw barriers, you may now spot paths. The hours that once slipped by lost in dissatisfaction begin to fill with appreciation for small victories and steady progress. Through this new lens, you reclaim your mornings and find that abundance, in truth, is always closer than you imagined. To shift your focus from lack to abundance, begin with a morning check-in that interrupts old habits of scarcity thinking. The first step is awareness. As your day begins and thoughts of what you wish you had or what still needs fixing come up, gently notice them without judgment. Instead of feeding those thoughts, ask yourself, is there something already within reach that nourishes or supports me? This question acts as a bridge from absence to presence. Take a moment, either in stillness or as you prepare for the day, to find something, no matter how small, that speaks to sufficiency or hope. You might appreciate a safe home, a familiar morning routine, the light coming through the curtain, or your capacity to start over again. Name these elements silently or aloud and let your awareness linger on their reality. Make this shift practical by setting a gentle reminder on your phone or adding a note to your bathroom mirror. Notice what is here. Each time you pass it, pause and list something positive, plentiful, or nourishing in your life. Consider creating a short evidence of abundance journal, capturing 1 or 2 observations daily. With consistency, this habit retrains your attention so that seeing goodness becomes natural and automatic rather than forced. The repetition is a quiet assertion that abundance isn't a distant goal, but a pattern you can weave through everyday living. For example, consider Maria, who would often fixate on financial setbacks or skills she hadn't mastered. Through daily journaling, she recorded 3 things after breakfast she was grateful for, no matter how routine. She noticed her cozy kitchen, her steady internet connection for work, and a childhood friend's message from the night before. Within weeks, Maria found that her initial tension around lack gave way to feelings of calm and greater resourcefulness. She described making better choices throughout the day, guided by a stronger sense of enough, and noticed genuine happiness where envy used to take root. Similarly, Jamal struggled with comparing his job progress to peers, fostering low self-worth. He started to phone his grandmother each weekend and track his favorite books and podcasts, focusing on connection and learning. Soon, Jamal's perspective shifted. He saw that his life was overflowing in areas that matter, even before big goals were reached. Applying these steps leads to palpable transformation. Your mood stabilizes as you release anxiety about what's missing. Your relationships benefit from gratitude, creating deeper bonds rather than divisions caused by envy or complaint. Work tasks and creative pursuits feel lighter as you approach challenges from a foundation of sufficiency. Over time, even setbacks lose their power because you recognize that lack in one area does not define the totality of your experience. This mindset turns every morning into an opportunity, not solely to fix and acquire, but to honor and enjoy. Challenge yourself tonight. Before you sleep, jot down one small story, moment, or comfort that signals abundance in your life. As you wake tomorrow, read it and add a fresh note of appreciation, noticing how you feel as your focus gradually shifts. Remember, building a mindset of plenty is a process, a path you walk one grateful step at a time. Allow your evidence of abundance to grow and stay open to new gifts even, and especially, on ordinary days. Next, we'll explore the power of spoken words by learning how to intentionally speak blessings over your day, turning gratitude into a morning ritual that ripples outward. As you continue this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this content if it resonates, and comment with your experiences or new insights to help our community thrive and prosper together. Chapter 6. Speak blessings over today. Did you ever notice how the words you choose at the very start of your day set the emotional temperature for everything that follows? Imagine opening your eyes, and instead of feasting on the stress of urgent emails or replaying doubts in your head, choosing to pronounce a blessing over your own path. For most people, however, the first words they speak, aloud or in their mind, are an anxious summary of yesterday's mistakes or a quick rehearsal of everything that could go wrong. This habit runs silently beneath the surface, able to shape mood, motivation, and even the outcomes that paint the hours ahead. You might recognize the weight of waking to words that criticize. This is going to be a tough day. I'm already behind. People won't notice if I fail. Such an inner monologue gathers momentum, making it harder to see opportunity, connect with hope, or believe in possibility. This pattern isn't hard to find in our culture. Many people learn to motivate themselves through caution or correction, assuming that worry or self-criticism somehow prepares them for what's to come. Yet the practical result is rarely resilience. More often, it is discouragement, shrinking enthusiasm, and a sense that the world is a proving ground rather than a place of support and growth. Unchecked, these words, both whispered to yourself and spoken aloud to others, can form a kind of cloak, hiding your natural light and turning gratitude and optimism into distant ideals. The truth is, just as negative expectations can cast a shadow, words filled intentionally with blessing and hope can catch first light and direct it into your whole day. A transformative, nurturing solution waits in this very realization. The act of consciously speaking blessings over yourself and your day, even quietly as you sip your morning drink or gaze outside, plants seeds for a different kind of experience. It is not about pretending that hardship doesn't exist or refusing to acknowledge real difficulties, but about laying claim, through loving language, to your power to influence the atmosphere of your own heart. The core idea is to become intentional. Before worries or criticisms can take hold, deliberately offer yourself words of encouragement, hope, and gratitude. Your blessings can be simple, such as, "May today bring progress and kindness," or "Let me notice the good around and within me." This conscious practice begins to create powerful new neural pathways, making supportive thinking and speaking more natural with each repetition. You may find that optimism becomes easier, burdens lighter, and relationships warmer as you learn to show yourself the compassion you once reserved only for others. Adopting this new language every morning does far more than lift your mood. When you begin your day blessing yourself and your environment, you activate hope and build emotional resilience. Challenges become opportunities to prove your strength and wisdom rather than traps you might fall into. Gradually, small joys come into clearer focus, setbacks offer new lessons, and you move through your routine with a foundation of inner support. This living ritual, choosing your first words with care, becomes a spark that feeds both gratitude and confidence, giving you the clearest, strongest start possible every single day. Start integrating this new practice by setting a clear, gentle intention right as you wake. Before picking up your phone or opening your email, pause and breathe deeply, then voice a blessing, whether out loud, whispered, or simply in your mind. Let your words be simple, positive, and kind. You might say, "Today I welcome fresh energy and opportunity," or "Let kindness flow through all my actions." If you need guidance, prepare a list of phrases or affirmations the night before and keep them on your nightstand. Each morning, select the one that resonates most, or create something unique based on what you are facing that day. As days pass, listen to the tone your chosen words set. Do they soothe anxiety, boost your courage, or inspire a sense of gratitude? You will find examples all around you of how powerful this shift can be. Take Lena, for instance, who had a habit of starting each morning fearing disappointment or bracing for challenges at work. With a simple change, she decided to begin her days by blessing them. "May I notice small victories today and meet each problem with patience." Within 2 weeks, Lena's perspective changed significantly. She reported feeling lighter even when affected by difficult coworkers or delays, and her confidence grew as she realized her energy set the tone, no matter what happened outside her control. Another example is Ben, who struggled with self-doubt and negative thinking. He wrote blessings on sticky notes, "My efforts matter," and "Let me give and receive encouragement." Placing them near his coffee maker, he repeated one each morning, noticing within a month that his motivation, relationships, and ability to handle setbacks all improved. By anchoring his mornings in positive intent, Ben saw abundance multiply far beyond his initial expectations. There is something quietly miraculous in how this morning habit softens life's edges. You'll realize that by intentionally speaking kindness over yourself and your day, you make space for self-trust and calm reflection. You start to savor the little things. A compliment, the warmth of a sunny window, the ease of good conversation. Challenges that used to seem daunting become stepping stones. You will find yourself better able to support and uplift others because you begin by nourishing your own spirit first. As this practice takes root, you might notice an overall reduction in self-criticism, worry, or impatience, replaced by growing optimism and faith in your abilities. To begin this change right away, choose tomorrow morning as your starting point. Draft a blessing tailored to your intentions or needs, something that feels personal, meaningful, and encouraging. As you practice, observe what shifts in your mindset or behavior. Write your blessing in a notebook, share it with a trusted friend, or speak it to your own reflection if that feels empowering. Let these words ground you when challenges arise, transforming your day from the inside out. As you continue, look forward to the next chapter, where you'll discover the creative potential of visualization and how imagining a joyful outcome can help reinforce your morning gratitude foundation. Together, these practices build layers of confidence, optimism, and abundance. If you feel inspired by this journey, take a moment now to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, show your support with a like, and share your morning blessings and ideas in the comments, helping our community uplift each other each day. Chapter 7. Visualize a joyful outcome. What if you could direct the course of your day by imagining its best possible result the moment you open your eyes? Imagine yourself in the quiet of the early morning, shaping your mental landscape like an artist adding color and warmth to a blank canvas. Yet for many, the first images that greet the mind each day are dark with doubt, tinged by memories of yesterday's disappointments or fears about what lies ahead. Perhaps you recognize the struggle. As you rise, your thoughts sprint toward problems awaiting your attention, running worst-case scenarios or fretting over details outside your control. The day's possibilities fade into the background while worry and self-critique step into the spotlight. This pattern has a grip on countless lives. It's easy to wake up already feeling the pressure of responsibilities or the shadow of things that went wrong before. Maybe you hesitate to set new goals because your imagination immediately provides a script of what could go awry. Many people internalize this habit unknowingly, assuming it's practical to imagine obstacles in order to prepare for them. However, chronic focus on trouble and fear narrows your experience, slowly eroding optimism and confidence before the day even begins. Instead of using your imagination to inspire and energize, you let it reinforce anxiety and limitation. The mind becomes a replay of, what if it goes wrong, leaving little room to wonder, what if everything goes beautifully right? This is where a simple and transformative solution arrives. By choosing at the beginning of each day to actively visualize a joyful and abundant outcome, you teach your mind a new direction and set positive expectations for even the most ordinary mornings. Visualization is more than wishful thinking. It's an intentional practice that brings your hopes and values to life using all the senses. Whether you picture yourself calmly navigating challenges, making progress on a treasured project, or sharing laughter with loved ones, each visualized outcome crafts a sense of possibility that shapes your mood and behavior in powerful ways. It's in this act of creative self-guidance that the energy behind hope is turned into motivation, courage, and even subtle changes in posture and tone. The core idea is both accessible and empowering. Instead of rehearsing failure, rehearse happiness and success. In as little as a few minutes, you can plant seeds for a day filled with fulfillment, gratitude, and enjoyment. As you fill your morning mind's eye with vivid, positive images, your body responds, your heart rate calms, confidence rises, and your choices begin to align with your desired vision. You become less reactive to minor obstacles and more attuned to opportunities for joy and progress. This practice doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending life is always perfect, but it does mean reclaiming your power to focus on outcomes that nourish and uplift your spirit. Every morning, you begin this visualization. You train yourself to steer away from anxiety and toward inspired, intentional living, creating space for genuine growth and emotional abundance. To bring the power of visualization into your mornings, start with a purposeful pause before launching into the tasks of your day. Close your eyes for a moment, breathe deeply, and set aside all distractions. In your mind, paint a clear picture of what a truly joyful, meaningful outcome might look like for you today. Visualize yourself moving confidently through challenges, greeting others with warmth, feeling a sense of satisfaction as you complete important work, or thriving in ordinary moments that often go unnoticed. Focus on small details, the sound of your voice when you feel proud, the look of your surroundings as you achieve something meaningful, or the feeling in your chest as you experience gratitude or happiness. Try to engage your senses and stay with the scene for at least a couple of minutes. Let its emotional tone settle into your body and guide your intentions. If you'd like structure, anchor your visualization practice by setting an intention each morning. For example, as you imagine a successful day, gently affirm to yourself, I am open to joy and positive outcomes, or today I welcome opportunities for growth, laughter, and kindness. Consider pairing this with a gentle stretch, a warm drink, or another small ritual that tells both your mind and body you're stepping into the day prepared and inspired. If your mind drifts to worries or negative scenarios, gently notice this and return to your vision of positive possibility. Remember, this is not about denying challenges, but about rehearsing your capacity to meet them from a place of empowerment. Real-life transformations begin when visualization becomes a steady habit. Take Megan, for example, who used to feel anxious and scattered at the start of each day, always bracing for things to go wrong. After implementing morning visualization, she began to picture herself feeling prepared and resilient, handling meetings with clarity and enthusiasm. Over time, Megan actually responded to real-world setbacks with more grace. She reported an increase in creative solutions and noticed others responding more positively to her newfound energy. Then there's Daniel, a student facing the pressures of exams and interactions that drained his confidence. When Daniel embraced this practice, picturing himself calm and doing his best, his stress lessened and achievements felt within reach. His academic performance improved, not overnight, but steadily, fueled by the habit of beginning each day with hope and purpose. By regularly visualizing a joyful outcome, you'll feel a quiet readiness growing inside, less weighed down by yesterday, more present for opportunities, and altogether more anchored in self-belief. Difficulties that once seemed overwhelming begin to feel manageable. Milestones and moments of pleasure become brighter, and you are more able to savor the progress you make, however small. Life does not become perfect, but your focus will consistently highlight what is possible, inviting abundance to multiply. Set a challenge for yourself. Tomorrow morning, spend 3 minutes visualizing one aspect of your day unfolding in a positive, fulfilling way. Write down any details that feel inspiring and revisit them during moments of doubt or stress. Notice how your attitude and choices may shift throughout the day as a subtle reflection of this powerful mental practice. Let each morning run on the energy of hope and vision, not fear or habit. In the coming chapter, you'll learn to align your actions with this abundance, taking steps from thought into intentional doing. These habits will empower you to not only see a brighter day in your mind, but to live it in reality. If you find joy in these ideas, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, leave a like, and share your own visualization experiences or encouragement in the comments. Let's create a community of dreamers and doers, one morning at a time. Chapter 8. Align Actions with Abundance. Have you ever considered the difference between wishing for a good day and intentionally shaping one through your actions? Imagine waking with a clear and joyful vision in your mind, but instead of letting that vision drift away with the busyness of the morning, you begin weaving it into the very fabric of your day through conscious choices. Far too often, people set hopeful intentions or visualize positive outcomes, but then revert to old habits of rushing, doubting, or getting sidetracked by negativity. There's a gap between what's felt or envisioned internally and what actually unfolds through each decision and small behavior, leaving their mornings filled with frustration and their goals feeling out of reach. If you've ever experienced the disappointment of starting with great motivation only to have it evaporate under everyday pressures, you're not alone. The satisfaction of progress fades, and a sense of abundance can seem like a fleeting mood rather than a supported reality. The core problem is disconnection. It is a familiar and relatable experience. You plan to greet the day with appreciation and purpose, perhaps inspired by earlier gratitude, visualization, or blessings. But as soon as discomfort or challenge appears, an unexpected message, a critical remark, or simply the rush to get things done, you slip into autopilot. Without realizing it, you move, react, and speak from old patterns driven by scarcity and worry. Your intentions for abundance remain thoughts rather than guiding principles shown through action. This discord is discouraging because it can feel as if no inner work truly lasts, or as if optimistic thinking is powerless against the demands of daily life. These moments are precisely where many give up on morning routines or self-growth practices, believing they are too intangible to create change. A powerful and transformative solution, however, is entirely within your reach. Bring your intentions to life by aligning your actions, no matter how small, with the abundance you desire. Instead of relying solely on thoughts or feelings, gently translate your inner vision into external behaviors that anchor your mindset in reality. The secret is not to attempt enormous changes all at once, but to look for opportunities to act as if abundance already guides you throughout your morning. For example, if you visualize yourself as open and generous, choose to share a kind message, offer help, or simply greet family with warmth even on rushed mornings. If your vision included calm resilience, pause to take a breath before responding to difficulties, or choose purposeful movement rather than frantic, habitual motion. The core idea is empowerment through consistent, deliberate action. When you behave in ways that align with your abundant intentions, you reinforce and solidify those inner beliefs. Each time you make a choice that matches your vision, even in a small, humble way, you carve a new pattern in your day and mind. Actions become evidence, proving to yourself that abundance is not just an idea, but an experience you can create moment by moment. The more you practice this alignment, the more natural and automatic it becomes. You will begin to notice how small actions gather momentum, building foundation and confidence for larger shifts, and how abundance grows not only inside your mind, but is expressed and felt throughout your entire life. To turn your intentions of abundance into reality, begin each day by identifying a single small action that clearly reflects the mindset you wish to inhabit. Right after your morning gratitude or visualization practice, pause and ask yourself, in what way can I express abundance today, even in the smallest detail? This could mean taking a moment to truly listen to someone at breakfast, setting aside your phone to be present during your commute, paying a genuine compliment to a colleague, or taking 5 minutes for mindful breathing before checking your messages. Select an action that feels natural and relevant, something you can repeat easily to form a new morning habit. Consistency is more important than magnitude. Repeated small steps lay the groundwork for larger positive change, cultivating a pattern of acting in alignment with your best intentions. Let's put this into perspective with real-world stories. Consider Melissa, who struggled to bridge the gap between her peaceful morning meditations and the stress she felt as soon as the day sped up. She decided to practice abundance by pausing to connect with her loved ones every morning, sharing a word of encouragement or a quick embrace. The effect rippled outward. Not only did her mornings feel more grounded, but her relationships deepened and her day-to-day optimism began to stick, even during periods of pressure. Another example is Arjun, who used to rush through breakfast, barely tasting his food or connecting with family before a frantic dash to work. He shifted his routine by practicing abundance in small ways, savoring the first few bites of his meal, making eye contact and sharing his appreciation with family, and leaving the house with a smile. In just a few weeks, he reported increased calm, sharper focus at work, and a growing ability to handle surprises with greater ease. Proof that actions connected to abundance truly impact mindset, productivity, and quality of life. Taking conscious action unlocks a host of transformative benefits. You start to trust yourself more because your daily behavior matches your internal commitments. Over time, abundance ceases to feel abstract or out of reach. It becomes something you live, sense, and offer to others. The decision to act in line with your vision gives shape to your day and carries the intention of gratitude and joy into every interaction. You nurture deeper relationships, become a steady source of optimism for those around you, and slow down enough to savor progress at every step. It is through these grounded, repeated actions that your internal sense of abundance becomes an external reality, steady, natural, and sustainable. As a practical exercise, choose an abundance anchor action for tomorrow morning based on your personal intentions. Set a cue, such as writing it on a sticky note by your bedside or adding a gentle alarm, and check in with yourself after you complete it, noticing how it shapes your mindset for the rest of the day. Use a simple reflection in a journal or a quick mental check to build awareness of your growth over time. Remember, these actions do not need to be dramatic. The quiet power of consistency is what gradually turns rituals into results and desires into realities. In our next chapter, you'll see how appreciating the little things amplifies the sense of abundance and joy flowing through your mornings. This gentle shift will deepen your gratitude and anchor positive changes further. To keep supporting your journey, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this content if it inspires you, and share your stories, successes, or creative suggestions in the comments section. By showing up every morning with aligned action, you're planting seeds that will blossom in all areas of your life. Chapter 9. Appreciate the little things. Have you ever witnessed how the smallest, most ordinary moments can unexpectedly lift your spirit and make everything feel lighter? Picture yourself sipping a cup of tea as sunlight dances across the table, or hearing a few gentle words from a friend just when you need them most. These fleeting joys, so easy to overlook in the rush of daily life, hold surprising power. Yet for many people, the mind's default setting skims right past these details, fixated instead on what's next or what didn't go as planned. The chase for grand achievements or worry over life's bigger dramas can drown out the quiet melody of simple pleasures. In this state of distraction, it becomes too easy to believe that satisfaction, joy, and abundance are only found in big milestones or future victories. This challenge is universal, fueled by modern living. The world rewards busyness, fast results, and an endless forward momentum that leaves little room for savoring the present. You may recognize yourself in those moments when you've pushed aside small wins, kindnesses, or beauty, waiting for a more significant breakthrough to give you permission to celebrate. It's all too common to think that happiness and gratitude come only after you finish that major project or reach a far-off goal, making peace with the present moment feel elusive. This mindset gradually erodes contentment and trains your senses to overlook all that is steady, supportive, and wonder-filled at your fingertips. But what if the key to unlocking deeper satisfaction and lasting gratitude was much simpler and closer than you ever imagined? A transformative pathway awaits, intentionally slowing down to notice, savor, and genuinely appreciate the little things present in your life each morning. This is more than just a pleasant activity. It is a powerful practice that forces a subtle but profound shift in perspective. By valuing the ordinary, you rewire your brain to spot abundance in places you once ignored. As you begin to see small delights, beauty, and grace as equally meaningful as your biggest accomplishments, you gradually build a mindset that is resilient, optimistic, and ready to receive more good with every new day. The core idea is both comforting and empowering. You don't need a perfect life, overflowing successes, or grand events to experience real peace or happiness. Your mornings and your days become opportunities to rediscover overlooked goodness, whether in the aroma of breakfast, laughter in your home, the comfort of worn-out but reliable slippers, or 10 quiet seconds of reflection before stepping outdoors. When you repeatedly practice noticing and appreciating the little things, you transition from living in a constant state of not enough to basking in the richness of simple moments. The benefits accumulate too. Your tolerance for frustration increases, small irritations shrink, and gratitude takes root as a living, breathing experience. No longer a fleeting mood, but a constant, uplifting companion. With this mindset, you keep abundance alive, no matter what storms or successes are swirling around you. To truly appreciate the little things, start by making a conscious decision every morning to identify at least one simple moment or detail you genuinely value. As soon as you wake up or while you move through your early routine, allow your attention to pause on something small, a patch of warm sunlight on the floor, the soothing scent of your soap, or the comfort of a heartfelt good morning. Acknowledge it, mentally or aloud, and give yourself just a few seconds to feel genuine appreciation. If you can, jot your observation in a journal or on your phone. This helps reinforce the habit and serves as a tangible, uplifting reminder you can return to on busier days. The simplest actions create remarkable results. For instance, Emily found herself overwhelmed by work and rarely noticed anything good in her mornings. Determined to change, she began writing down 3 tiny joys each day as she drank her morning coffee. At first, her list was modest: a cheerful bird outside her window, the soft feel of her favorite sweater, the taste of perfectly toasted bread. Over time, Emily noticed she was less stressed as her day unfolded, more resilient when deadlines loomed. and more able to reset her mood when frustrations cropped up. A similar pattern unfolded for Miguel, who struggled with anxiety and rarely felt present. He decided to make a ritual of noting one beautiful thing about his commute, no matter how ordinary. As this practice took hold, he found himself less irritable with traffic and more likely to smile at strangers, positively changing how his mornings and even his whole day felt. You'll soon see how this approach gradually fills your routine with steady contentment. You may notice frustration slipping away faster, patience growing stronger, and genuine gratitude showing up in moments you once overlooked. If you feel skeptical, remember that the power of this practice lies in its consistency. It's about choosing, again and again, to value life as it is, not as you wish it were. When you experience a tough day, returning to your record of small joys acts like a kindness to yourself, reminding you that there is always something to love and appreciate, even in difficult circumstances. To start, give yourself a daily little things challenge. Pick a set time each morning, perhaps during breakfast or right after brushing your teeth, to consciously identify a small pleasure worth savoring. Invite loved ones to join you if that's motivating, or keep a growing list just for yourself. Let this ritual be your anchor and your gift, building strength and optimism that lasts throughout the day. Each little appreciation expands your experience of abundance and gratitude. Looking ahead, you'll find that the ability to see goodness in the everyday also allows you to reframe life's obstacles as opportunities for growth, an essential skill that will further deepen your sense of gratitude and calm. Next, we will explore the art of turning setbacks into stepping stones for self-discovery and transformation. For more inspiration and community, remember to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, give this content a like, and leave a comment with your own moments of gratitude or suggestions for new ways to enrich your days. Together, let's celebrate every small wonder and watch how they shape a truly prosperous life. Chapter 10: Reframe Obstacles as Growth. What if you could look at every challenge in your life as a quiet invitation to evolve instead of a blockade standing in your way? Picture the most frustrating hiccup in your morning: a spilled cup of coffee, a disappointing email, an unexpected demand that derails your ideal routine. Most people react with frustration or resignation, feeling deflated before the day truly begins. The common assumption is that obstacles mark failure or signal a loss of momentum, making gratitude and optimism feel out of reach. Facing setbacks can swerve you off course emotionally, causing you to see the day as divided into good and bad moments, determined by circumstances far outside your control. Almost everyone struggles with this mindset at some stage. We are taught from an early age to judge difficulties as interruptions to happiness, as problems that need fixing before we can get back to feeling grateful or hopeful. The pressure to stay positive and succeed at all costs can add an extra weight to any setback you encounter. Whether it's a stumbling block at work, tension in a relationship, or an unexpected twist in your plans, the initial response is nearly always a drop in confidence or energy. As a result, it may feel as if life is always conspiring against your intentions, making consistent gratitude a distant, almost impossible state. This way of thinking slowly erodes resilience and can leave you feeling powerless, caught in an endless cycle of reacting to each new difficulty instead of shaping your response. But there is a more empowering approach, one that starts with a simple shift in perspective. Imagine being able to see obstacles not as barriers, but as rich opportunities for learning, creativity, and personal growth. When you reframe each difficulty as a natural and valuable part of your journey, you discover an inner power that can carry you through even the toughest moments. The transformative solution is to approach every challenge with gentle curiosity rather than harsh judgment. Instead of asking, "Why did this have to happen to me?" consider, "What can I learn from this? How might I use this difficulty to strengthen my skills, deepen my patience, or develop new insights?" The core idea is that obstacles, while uncomfortable, actually serve as the training ground for deeper resilience and authenticity. Each challenge reveals a part of your character that is ready to be cultivated: patience, courage, adaptability, compassion for yourself and others. When you shift your focus from fighting against setbacks to working with them, you slowly turn even frustrations into stepping stones. Over time, you will notice that your capacity for gratitude actually becomes stronger after navigating obstacles. You gain a truer sense of confidence and self-respect, knowing you are capable no matter how the day unfolds. This new skill turns hardship from something to dread into a tool for rising higher, helping you shape a morning and life story that are richer, more expansive, and ultimately more joyful. To start reframing obstacles as opportunities for growth, the first step is to practice mindful awareness when a challenge appears. When you notice frustration, disappointment, or irritation rising in response to an obstacle, pause and take a slow, steady breath. Instead of jumping straight to self-criticism or blame, deliberately choose to observe the situation as if you were an outside witness. Give yourself permission to step back, just for a moment, and ask, what does this experience want to teach me? What strength or new perspective can I practice here? Write this question somewhere you can see it each morning, so it becomes a reliable tool in your mental toolkit. With time, your automatic response will shift from judgment to gentle curiosity and discovery. Next, make it a daily habit to extract even a tiny lesson or source of growth from the difficulties you face in the morning. This could be as straightforward as learning greater patience when your routine is interrupted, practicing resilience when things don't happen on your preferred timeline, or simply discovering new ways to support yourself emotionally on tough days. Consider the story of Laura, who always struggled when her commute turned unexpectedly chaotic. At first, frustration took over, overshadowing the rest of her day. But when she started pausing and questioning what skills she could build, whether it was adaptability, kindness to others in stress, or new problem-solving approaches, Laura began to feel more empowered and less at the mercy of circumstance. Her mood improved, and her sense of gratitude deepened, not because the roadblocks disappeared, but because she learned to mine value from each setback. Another example is Carlos, who faced criticism at work that initially stung and made him doubt his abilities. Instead of seeing the feedback as an attack, Carlos made it a point every morning to look for one thing he could learn, strengthen, or approach differently. Not only did this shift help him develop new expertise, but his confidence soared as he collected proof that he could rise through difficulty. His colleagues noticed this change, and soon his workplace relationships became warmer and more open, further multiplying the benefits. These daily acts of reflection and conscious choice, small as they seem, have a profound impact over weeks and months, ultimately creating a resilient, solution-oriented mindset. The benefits of this practice become clearer as you make it part of your daily routine. You begin to approach each morning's difficulties with a sense of purpose rather than dread. Obstacles lose their power to defeat your spirit, becoming instead gentle teachers or even occasional allies. With each challenge you consciously reframe, you strengthen the muscles of patience, adaptability, and gratitude, and these carry over into every corner of your life. Over time, you build a much deeper trust in yourself, knowing that no challenge is wasted and every detour offers something essential for your growth. Begin tomorrow by setting an intention to greet setbacks with openness and an eagerness to discover the good within them. Keep a dedicated space in your journal or on your phone for noting one lesson or new quality you practice each time you move through something hard. Treat these moments as investments in your growth, reminders that gratitude and joy are always possible, no matter the circumstance. As you strengthen this perspective, life feels lighter, progress feels steadier, and confidence flows naturally. Up next, we will learn how to gather these skills into a repeatable morning gratitude flow, streamlining your practices so you can start each day rooted in positivity, awareness, and adaptability. To keep deepening your morning transformation, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this chapter if it inspires you, and share in the comments how you have turned recent obstacles into growth or how you plan to use these tools going forward. Together, let's continue building a life where every challenge becomes a new beginning. Chapter 11. Create a morning gratitude flow. What if, instead of waking up scattered or stressed, you could greet every morning as a deliberate act of gratitude, a gentle sequence that sets your entire day on a foundation of positivity and purpose. Imagine starting each day not with hurried thoughts or anxiety, but with a well-crafted flow of small rituals that focuses your heart and mind on abundance, calm, and readiness to receive whatever comes. For so many people, the mornings slip away in a blur of rushed preparation and mental clutter. You may notice yourself ticking through tasks, perhaps scrolling news or emails before you've even stretched, or stumbling into worry before you've spoken a word of kindness to yourself. The hope for a peaceful and intentional morning slips through your fingers, replaced with autopilot routines that do little to fuel a grateful, resilient mindset. This challenge is common in the modern world. Most people crave a reliable structure in the morning, but don't know how to design one that nurtures both their motivation and inner peace. Maybe you've tried meditating, listing gratitudes, reciting affirmations, or new habits, only to find it difficult to maintain them consistently. It's easy to start strong and then regress to old habits when life gets busy, critics get loud, or sleep comes late. There's also the trap of doing too much, layering on so many self-care tasks that the ritual becomes another stressor instead of a joy. You might feel lost, choosing which practice to start with, or anxious about doing it right, eventually abandoning morning routines when they don't deliver quick, dramatic results. The inconsistency can leave you discouraged, doubting your ability to change, and longing for something simple yet profound. But there is a more sustainable and inspiring way forward. Create a morning gratitude flow, a gentle combination of easy, meaningful routines that suit your unique temperament and life circumstances. The transformative solution lies not in rigid schedules or lengthy checklists, but in a simple sequence where one grateful action leads naturally into the next, like stepping stones across a river. Instead of forcing habits, you weave together a few core elements you've learned. Pausing in stillness, focusing on your breath, noticing abundance, visualizing joyful outcomes, appreciating small details, and reframing challenges when they appear. The key is that your gratitude flow should feel enjoyable and flexible, made to support rather than burden you, evolving as your needs and moods change with time. The real benefit of crafting your own gratitude flow is this: it takes all the best pieces of your personal growth journey and gathers them into a repeatable, calming, and empowering ritual. By stringing together habits that truly resonate with you, you transform your mornings from scattered and mechanical into moments of ceremony, reflection, and proactive energy. Each repeated step strengthens new neural pathways, making inner calm and thankfulness feel less like an effort and more like your natural state. Practicing a flow means even when the world is unpredictable, you hold an internal sense of stability, optimism, and light. As your gratitude flow becomes familiar, you no longer worry about being perfect. Instead, you settle into the gentle art of beginning again each morning, steadily attracting more joy, clarity, and courage into your daily life. To build a sustainable morning gratitude flow, begin by choosing 2 or 3 simple practices that genuinely resonate with you from what you've already learned. As you rise, start with an intentional pause, just a few moments sitting quietly, taking several focused breaths and inviting calm into your heart. Next, allow yourself a moment for conscious appreciation. Pick one memory, comfort, or sensation to be especially thankful for. From this foundation, consider visualizing the kind of day you want, picturing a joyful outcome, or imagining yourself responding to a challenge with grace. Let these practices flow organically. If obstacles appear, gently reframe them or acknowledge a lesson within. You might write a few lines in a gratitude journal, whisper a kind intention over your morning coffee, or share a positive thought with someone you love. The most important piece is keeping the sequence light and personal, shifting the routine as your life and needs evolve. Real stories show how manageable, flowing rituals offer lasting transformation. Take Donna, who always felt burdened by chaotic mornings filled with obligations for others. She created a gentle sequence, a single minute of deep breathing, one line written in a journal about something she appreciated, and a 5-second visualization of a positive passage in her day. The effect was swift. She noticed a subtle steadiness, more patience in rush hour, and less emotional reactivity when surprises cropped up. Over time, even her partners and coworkers felt the ripple effect of her new calm. Or think of Ravi, whose past experience with rigid routines left him discouraged. When he designed a gratitude flow that varied with his mood, focusing on simply noticing 3 things he enjoyed in the environment as he took his morning walk, he started to look forward to his mornings. The practice became effortless, and gratitude became an active, familiar presence within each day. Consistently using a gratitude flow lets you reclaim your power to set the day's narrative. You'll find yourself less thrown off by small setbacks or changing plans because your routine centers you. Even on challenging mornings, the presence of these small rituals acts as a safety net, something you can quickly return to in order to recenter your attitude and access a fresh sense of gratitude. Gradually, the barriers to morning motivation drop away, and what remains is self-trust and optimism, helping you show up in life as your best self. As you prepare for tomorrow, challenge yourself to outline a morning gratitude flow that feels inviting, encouraging, and practical. If a part of your flow doesn't suit you one day, adjust without guilt. See each morning not as a test, but as an opportunity for gentle practice and renewed intention. Take 5 minutes tonight to identify the first 2 or 3 steps you want to try in the morning, and place reminders or materials somewhere visible to ease your start. Keep a log or make quick notes on how your flow feels so you can adjust and strengthen it as you go. In our final chapter, you'll discover how to carry the sense of morning gratitude and peace beyond your home, allowing its energy to influence your relationships, choices, and even the wider world. This is where your personal transformation begins to ripple outward, elevating everyone around you. If you've found value in creating your unique morning gratitude flow, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this content if it brightened your perspective, and share your routines or tips in the comments. Your journey encourages others, and together we foster a world made richer by gratitude. Chapter 12. Carry Peace into the World. Have you ever considered how a single peaceful mind can touch an entire room, an entire family, or even ripple quietly through your community? Imagine leaving your home in the morning, wrapped not just in a sense of personal calm, but with gratitude and serenity glowing so brightly that others naturally feel safer and warmer in your presence. Many of us yearn for a world that feels a little gentler, but are unsure how our small, private morning rituals could possibly make a difference beyond the walls of our own routines. As the day unfolds, external pressures, unpredictable encounters, and the sometimes jarring pace of modern life often threaten to rattle the tranquility we have so mindfully created. The jolt from a harsh comment, a stressful commute, or witnessing impatience in others can quickly diminish the light you nurtured in the quiet of dawn. This challenge is relatable to anyone striving to hold on to their inner peace. You may notice that while you can cultivate a deep sense of gratitude or calm during your morning routine, it is all too easy for that feeling to fade in the face of daily demands. Sometimes it seems impossible to share this quiet power with the outer world, especially when others are trapped in cycles of negativity, hurry, or complaint. There is a sense of separation between your center and the world's chaos, leading to self-doubt about whether individual transformation matters in the bigger picture. This disconnect leaves people wishing to contribute positively to others, but unsure how to extend their morning gratitude into outward action or influence. Yet, the bridge between your inner state and the world around you is both real and buildable. The transformative solution is one of gentle leadership, using your gratitude-fueled peace as a steadying force for every person you encounter. The core of this practice is to consciously carry the values of patience, presence, and appreciation outward with you. By holding your calm internally and expressing it in subtle but powerful ways, through your listening, your tone, your gestures, or your decision to slow down and truly see others, you release ripples of peace that uplift interactions, conversations, and even collective moods. This act doesn't require grand gestures or radical changes. Often, it's as simple as meeting frustration with empathy, offering an authentic compliment, or pausing to breathe deeply when met with stress or conflict. Extending your inner tranquility into the outer world serves as a quiet but powerful demonstration that another way of being is always possible. Adopting this perspective turns every mundane interaction into a moment charged with meaning. No matter how minor your words or actions may seem, your capacity for peace becomes a subtle invitation for others to soften and reflect. Over time, you begin to see evidence of your influence. Tense moments that resolve into laughter, relationships that deepen through small acts of kindness, and glimpses of warmth exchanged, even with strangers. As you refine this art of carrying peace, you start living as both a beneficiary and a contributor, seeing the world through the lens of gratitude and offering that insight wherever you go. Through this outward expansion, your gratitude finds its fullest expression, allowing the energy and wisdom of your morning rituals to become gifts that reach beyond yourself and nourish the wider world. To consistently carry peace into the world, begin with an intentional check-in before you leave your safe morning space. Remind yourself of the calm and gratitude you fostered during your morning ritual, perhaps by taking 3 deliberate breaths or recalling your favorite moment of reflection from earlier. Then, as you move through your day, actively look for places to share kindness or patience. Begin with your tone of voice, the way you listen in conversation, or how patiently you move through crowded spaces. Even during stressful encounters, become a source of stillness by pausing rather than reacting, offering understanding instead of criticism. These actions do not demand perfection. They are gentle extensions of your own gratitude and peace, available even in brief moments. Consider the story of Marcus, who struggled with rush-hour frustrations. He practiced carrying gratitude and calm by simply making eye contact and offering relaxed, genuine greetings as he entered the office. Over time, he noticed coworkers responding more positively, and the environment became less tense, even on busy days. Or think of Tessa, who found herself regularly annoyed by small disruptions. She chose to pause and silently repeat, "I bring peace with me," before responding. Her relationships grew deeper, and even tense situations unraveled more easily. As you apply such steps, you'll start to see small but meaningful results. Others become more receptive, problems soften at the edges, and your own emotional resilience deepens. The benefits of these practices extend beyond the individuals you encounter. When you carry your internal peace outward, community spaces become subtly warmer, and ordinary exchanges become opportunities for connection. The sense of alignment you feel between your inner and outer world brings powerful satisfaction and ongoing motivation. The more you cherish this flow, the more you'll notice it returning to you, even from people who may never realize the impact your presence had on their day. A practical exercise to put this into motion is to pick a small daily peace offering. This could be a mindful smile exchanged with a stranger, a patient pause during a disagreement, or an unexpected word of appreciation sent to a friend or colleague. Every act, however quiet, serves as a link between your morning self and the wider community. Keep a personal log at the end of each day, making note of moments when you chose to extend peace or noticed its ripple effect in your surroundings. Over weeks, this log becomes a proof of your expanding influence and a wellspring of motivation to continue. Embrace this journey as a living, growing adventure. Some days your influence will stretch wider. Other days may require gentle reminders to return to your center. Every attempt counts. Let your mornings serve not simply as rituals of self-care, but as a starting point for daily impact, transformation, and uplifting energy flowing from you to the world. Thank you for traveling this journey through Morning Gratitude Boost. Set the tone for a prosperous day. Together, we've explored how to awaken each morning with grateful intention, embrace stillness, cultivate awareness, shift from lack to abundance, align your actions, and savor life's simple pleasures. This book has guided you in not just appreciating what you have, but transforming every morning routine into the foundation for lasting personal and collective abundance. By creating your personalized gratitude flow and extending your inner peace outward, you are now prepared to ripple positive change beyond your own doorstep. We're grateful you took the time to invest in your growth and invite you to keep the momentum alive. Please like this video, Share your reflections or gratitude moments in the comments, and subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel for ongoing inspiration. Let's continue to uplift one another every day.